WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I am in Ireland, Dingle, Founding Fathers, Sode'em and Begorragh, cask number 278. Triple distilled Irish whiskey, bourbon cask, matured, 59.9% ABV, €135 exclusively at the Celtic Whiskey Shop in Dublin, Ireland. That's where I got my bottle. I was there in November of 2019. I'm finally getting around to opening this, and also with the sister bottle, which is cask number 279. All right. So we have 259 bottles. As I mentioned, this is whiskey base 145819. Now, back about 5 years ago, Dingle opened up, and what they did is to have a little bit of financial cash flow, they decided to sell some Founding Father casks. I think there were 500 actually. And so I've tasted about 12 of them, maybe a few more, maybe a few less in English. And I bought this, as I said, at the Celtic Whiskey Shop. It's still available online. You can go online and buy it for yourself. And also the sister cask is still there. Now, I've taken this actually as a encouragement, not this bottle, but the Founding Father system, to go to the different other new distilleries in Ireland and buy casks as well. So Power Court, I have a cask already. In Connacht, I have a cask. I'm in the process of buying one from the Dublin Liberties Distillery. I will also buy one of Clonakilty, from Bowen, and a few other places that are actually distilling whiskey. That's the thing. So you cannot just say, I'm planning on setting up, I'm planning on finally starting. Nope. Water needs to flow, whiskey needs to flow, and then I would buy one. If I could, I would buy one also from Blackwater, but they don't do that. I think Blackwater is going to do some great stuff. And for Waterford, for example, I'm way too late, because they would have brought out now a month ago their newest first bottling, but due to the evil C word, that has been postponed till this fall. All right, so very good. The name Sode'em and Gomorrah, I had to Google it. I thought of the two cities in the Bible, Sodom and Gomorrah. Nope, it's actually a album from the group called Neck. It's a Celtic punk band from England. I would not have known that. I've listened to one or two of their songs, and they're not my cup of tea. The album was released in 2005. Now, I almost always compare my whiskeys, and so I'm going to take a Dingle Founding Father called Old Cannon. This was an exclusive release through www.irishmalts.com, the new boy on the block for the online whiskey trade, or whiskey online sales. They have some good ideas over there. So Celtic Whiskey Shop, watch your back. You have some new people taking apart pieces of that online pie for especially international sales. The IrishMalts.com are much cheaper than they are over here at Dingle for sales, international sales, especially for the postage and handling. All right, so I'm going to pour a little bit about this. This is my favorite expression so far of Dingle from the Founding Fathers series. And the first thing that I really notice is the hue, the color. And it's not because there's less in here. This is much, much darker. And I do not have a reason for that. I have a theory, a conspiracy theory. They're both bourbon cask matured. Now, why does this have a much darker color and this much lighter color? Now, probably because this might have been a refill bourbon cask. Nowhere does it say first fill. Now, if you go on the nose, Hawaii Punch fruit cocktail. And over here, the first thing I get is barrel char. Now, you can toast a barrel, which means you actually use heat, often infrared heat, to change the sugars in the wood deep down into the wood into a type of caramel. And the second thing you do after that is you actually need to char the barrel. Char is actually kissing the barrel with a flame. And so if you ever go to a cooperage, you'll actually see them charring the barrels and all that. And then afterwards, a smoke, and they extinguish them with a little bit of water. And it's just a fantastic moment. When I was in Lebanon, Kentucky, I went to the ICS, the International ISC, International Stave Company, ISC, and was watched there, did the tour. absolutely mind-boggling what they're doing there. And I have the feeling that the char here was much, much higher, and this was probably a first fill barrel as well. But I'm not getting the vanillas, to be honest. Interesting. I'm getting a little bit of the Hawaii fruit. That's, for me, the typical distillery character. But it's much, much overpowered here by a char moment. All right, let's try it. 59.9, 59.8% alcohol by volume. Wow, there's a lot of wood in there. Ooh, tannins, estrogens, almost a bitterness. Wow. Can a no age statement Irish whiskey be over oaked? Apparently, yeah. Wow. Even the finish, very, very dry sawdust type of woodiness. Whew. I had high hopes for this one actually. Now, Dingle has very little control over how and when and when they're actually bottled. The founding fathers paid their, let's say, 5,000 euros. I think it was actually less in the very beginning. And then they get these bottles. After you have your excise tax, your duty, your VAT, value-added tax, and so on, a bottle like this should cost in the production around under 50 euros. If you're lucky, even under 40 euros, all right? Now, they're being sold for 135 and 150. So the margin on these bottles are not bad for if you look at the return on investment after waiting just 4 to 5 years. That's one of the main reasons I'm buying barrels also over there in Europe or in Ireland here at the moment to be part of the beginning of these distilleries when they actually put out their new product themselves. But I also want to be part of the history of Irish whiskey, the renaissance of all these new distilleries. All right, going over here to the Old Cannon. The fruitiness. It's even a little creamy. The alcohol is wonderfully integrated. Oh, by the way, both of the alcohol was not the problem here. The wood was the problem. On the nose, you don't get the 60%. Even in the mouth, you don't really get that alcohol. No burn, no sensation of overpowering. This is a great, great dram. I think they sold out within like days. I was lucky enough to get 2 of these. I did a bottle share with the one. I did a bottle share with both, actually, I think. And so this is the last bit that I have of this. So this is something I'm going to treasure a little bit and cherish. Going over here, what I've done is I've tried to dilute it. Now, I did not open it up with 3 drops of water. I put enough water that I took it down like 48, 46%. Because I hope that this whiskey will actually develop and blossom and turn into something that is actually very, very nice. Because at the moment, the wood is very, very overpowering for my taste and my palate. And for my expectations, for that matter. On the nose, I still get the barrel char. And the very interesting thing is the first thing I got when I smelled this diluted was Gentleman Jack. So Jack Daniels. Now, over here in Europe, Tennessee whiskey is not a thing. We do not say this was matured in a Tennessee whiskey barrel. We say, and internationally this is correct, and you can scalp me, you can skin me, you can kill me. Anything from Tennessee is called a bourbon over here in Europe. It's a bourbon. It's a bourbon barrel. It's not a Tennessee whiskey barrel, it's a bourbon barrel. All right, and according to all international trade agreements, bourbon. I know I'm going to get a lot of feedback on that one. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Wow. Squeaky teeth. It just sucks all that saliva out of your jaws and your gums. Oh, even bitter at the end. I'm so sorry. As I said, Dingle does not control the casks that were chosen. They actually offered them. So you could take maybe this type of cask or the cherry cask or maybe even a port cask, and a few other things were also available. Nope, not my cup of tea. I'm going to give this, we have the A, B, C, D, F. I'm going to give this a C minus minus, which is scraping the D. And value for money is actually an F. Do not pay 135 euros for this bottle. If you want to buy it and flip it later on, maybe. But I don't think this is going to be one of those that are great flipping opportunities, because the market for founding fathers, remember there are about 500 of them, has slowly but surely become saturated. And only those great bottles are something people are really, really looking for on the secondary market. All right. Thank you very much for watching. My question of the day is what is your favorite Dingle expression? Now, Graham over there, he's a Scotsman. He used to work for Glenmorangie. Now he's over in Dingle doing hopefully magical great things, and I look forward to all his great expressions of the future. Unfortunately, had nothing to do with these, so we'll see what happens there. If you don't know your favorite Dingle expression, what is your favorite cask strength bourbon expression of single malt? Could be Irish, it could be Scotch, it could be anything else. So cask strength, about 60% or 50-some%. What is your favorite cask strength bourbon cask maturation? All the best. Whiskey Jason here. Please like, subscribe, and tell others. See you soon. Bye-bye.